What's up everyone, it's your girl Shay here and I'm back with another video for you guys. And for this Saturday's video, I know that before I actually promised to have a review for you guys on Carol and Tuesday, but I'm currently not yet finished with it, although I'm almost about halfway through the series at this point. But instead I decided to do a discussion for you guys. Now this is actually a discussion that I actually did on my blog about, I think last week I did this. And I actually asked the question of, I believe it was, what can we change about the anime community? Or just about fandoms in general, because I feel like this is something that, I feel like every fandom has its own issues, and I feel like the anime community is always brought up to the forefront. And I feel like that's mostly because most of us are in the anime community, so we see the current issues already compared to us not seeing the issues within other fandoms or other communities because we aren't as engrossed in them as we are with the anime community or any other communities that we may be a part of. But for me in particular, I've noticed for the anime community, especially via on like Twitter and stuff like that, is that the biggest issue is that I feel like the anime community itself is currently very divided. Now, many of us know that the community right now is divided because of issues that are currently going on between voice actors right now. There's a lot of blame being put on whichever side you feel that you side regarding this whole entire argument, and I'm in no way gonna say what my current side is, but all I'm gonna say is I feel like the biggest thing that we need to change though within the anime community is to listen to each other a lot more, and I feel like that's something a lot of us don't do. I feel like even if it's not even about the current issue regarding these voice actors, just in general, whether it's about a show or whether it's about a particular person or a particular character, I feel like you always see people arguing or discussing something in not the greatest light. And I feel like the best way to change the anime community is by changing ourselves and by leading by example. For example, if you have an opinion about a show, and I've said this before, and you don't, and someone else doesn't necessarily agree with it, that's okay. It's not something to get upset over, not something to get mad about, it's not something to throw a big stink about. It's not something that I feel like needs to aim low blows at it by questioning someone's intelligence or calling them names. One thing I can definitely say you should do or could do is to, if you disagree with someone, just say, hey, I respect your opinion, but this is how I feel about it. And a lot of times when you come from that aspect, people don't tend to argue with you because you're showing the respect for their opinion. Or if someone voices their opinion on your post and they may not say it in the best light, you can always respond or choose not to respond and just say, if you do decide to respond, hey, I respect your opinion, and I would greatly like if you respect mine because this is how I feel about it, but thank you for commenting and I appreciate what you have to say, even if I don't completely agree with it. And a lot of times you can always say to someone, hey, let's just agree to disagree, because there's no point in going on and on, because at this point you guys just aren't listening to each other, and you just want your point to get across, and one of you wants to be right. And in reality, if it's something that's the matter of opinion, no one's ever going to be right. You could say the sky is blue, or I'm not even going to use that as like an example, but if someone says, hey, I didn't like Sword Art Online, another person says, well, I actually love Sword Art Online, and even if you guys both voiced your reasons on why it was a good show or why it was a bad show, you guys both just stated your opinions about a show, and everyone's going to come to their own opinions about a particular show based on how they feel while watching it or once it's over. So neither one of you guys is going to be right unless it's something that's like a fact, like, hey, his armor's black. Someone says the armor's blue, you can't be like, no, that armor's definitely black. That's something that I can get someone being like, no, I'm right about this. But if it's opinion about a show or anything like that, I don't feel the need for someone to needs to get mad about it. But overall, one of the things, like I mentioned, how I feel we need to change the anime community or just fandoms overall is just agreeing to disagree and respecting everyone's opinion, and make that change within you. Because the one way to clean up the community or make it a less toxic place is to start with yourself. If you notice that you have toxic behavior, so for example, if you're on Twitter and you're constantly just, bringing people down, or other people really don't want to talk to you on there because you're constantly like bringing down their opinions or how they feel about a show or a particular person, like that's not okay. Like, you need to start with changing your own behavior and respecting other people's opinions. For me, there's particular voice actors that I really enjoy, and there's shows that I really enjoy that probably some people may not agree with, and that's perfectly okay. But just start looking at yourself and your behavior before pointing out someone else's. And also, that's just a great way to start with setting an example of how you, number one, want to be treated, and showing others how you're going to treat them if they treat you with respect. That's one thing I've always grown up with, is treating others the way you want to be treated and treating others with respect. And I can be completely honest, I sometimes treat people with respect that don't deserve my respect. But that's just because it's how I was raised, and I was never raised to be mean to somebody, even if they were mean to me first. It's like, I don't want to be mean to you. My nature a lot of times is to be nice to people, and sometimes that gets me like run over by other people because I can be a little bit too nice. But I'm sometimes okay with that, because in the long run, you being nice gets you a longer way than being mean. But what do you guys think? How do you guys feel the anime community should change? What changes would you make? And I don't mean like changes with the shows that are produced or anything like that, but I mean the people, because I feel like that's the main reason why a lot of people sometimes don't want to be a part of the anime community, or they choose to leave the anime community, is because they feel like it's too toxic, or they feel like they can't find anywhere to like fit in within the community, because people always have something to say. Either say something to say about the shows that you like, the characters that you like, how many shows you've seen. And to me, who gives a crap how many shows you've seen? If you've only seen 4 shows, to me, you're still an anime fan. If the only shows that you can name are Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, and Pokemon, I still consider you an anime fan. I still consider you one. I hate looking at these tweets that are like, if you're an anime fan, name other shows besides Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. And it's like, dude, you're still a fan if those are the only shows you can name, because at one point, that was probably most of us. For me, at one point, the only shows I could name for anime were Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, and Sailor Moon, because those are the shows that I grew up on as kids, so those are the only shows that I saw. And to me, I still considered myself a fan when I stepped back, or started stepping back more into the anime community so I could watch more shows. And if you have someone who's new and it's the only shows that they have seen, welcome them with open arms and introduce them to other shows and to new shows, or shows that they may not have seen before that you think that they may like. So just automatically shun them and be like, oh, you're not a fan because you haven't seen some nondescript show that like 4 people have seen. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of an issue. Or if someone says, hey, I really like Goku, he's one of my favorite characters, I think he can beat anybody, don't sit there and trash that person. Let them have their opinion. That is their opinion. It's perfectly okay if your opinion is different. Respect their opinion. And I'm sure if you tell them, like, look, I get it, yeah, Goku's a really awesome character, but this is the character that I like, and here are the reasons why, but I totally respect the fact that you like Goku, because yes, he can be a pretty awesome character. To me, that's how you do it, and to me, that's how you then welcome more people into the anime community. That's then how you bring more people, like warm people up into like open arms and like want to be a part of this community. That is how you do it, and that's also how you're able, to me at least, to clean up the anime community, and for it not to have this huge stigmatism of it being a toxic place, because many of us have met some really great friends with the anime community, and it's a wonderful thing. But then to sit there and always have this weird like rumor or stigmatism that someone says, hey, yeah, I like anime, and people who know the community might be like, I don't want to be a part of that community because I know what it stands for, or how a lot of people are, when some of us are like, I've never experienced this, but now a lot of us have probably seen it. At this point, I'm probably really rambling, but I just thought this was a very important topic to talk about, because I feel like every time I'm on Twitter, I always see something that's just not okay. And that's not right. And I'm not in a lot of ways, it's not just the anime community. I feel like it's other fandoms as well. When you look at like comic books or even Star Wars or anything else, any fandom or any community has its toxicity. But I just feel like anime community in particular, in my opinion, just seems to have so much of it and seems to have this reputation of having a lot of it. But yeah, that's basically my video. I think I've already said that already, but like I said, comment down below to me your thoughts, how you feel about it, and let me know what you would change about the anime community once again, because I will definitely look forward to reading your comments. But that's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys on Monday with another Motivational Monday video, and I hope you guys enjoy that as well. And of course, like always, I'll leave links down below to all my social media accounts, my Instagram, my Twitter, my blog as well, so please check me out on there also. And of course, like always, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm sure that you want to, and I'm sure you'll be back watching more videos of mine. So just subscribe and click the bell icon to turn on post notifications. But all right, you guys, bye.